Hello, this is Diego Mangabeira, and welcome to Boring Sales. Today, we're going to talk about personalization at scale and the system that I use. Personalization at scale sounds like oxymoron. What's that mean? Either it's personal or it's scaled. I'm telling you, because if we're thinking about personalization, most of the time, customization as well, another word that we might use, we're thinking about sending emails one by one. You need to personalize every single one. But as you know, there are a lot of tools, there are a lot of program software that do that in a batch if you want to like to do it, or we can mix together like a hybrid, like a monster Frankenstein, personalizing everything and also create like a scale. Most people solve this by faking it. I don't. I never advise you to do so. You need to be coherent. The person, the professional, sales professional, the CEO, the founder who is coherent always wins the game in the long term. Okay. A client, for instance, sent me a personalized email to reveal. That's a real example of a client of mine. Uh, I opened and it was like this. Hi, first name. I noticed your recent post about leadership. Okay. I asked which post because I didn't know about it. And imagine that I post a lot of things, and probably you post a lot of things in social media. You have your content marketing strategy. You need to advise which type of post, title, content, which platform. There are a lot of things that people today do and we do not know where. And they had no idea. They know that the person posts something, but where? They didn't know. The AI made it up. And as you know, Claude, GPT, Gemini, or Perplexity, any kind of tool will try to do to do that. In this case, in this particular uh, subject line or personalization that they tried inside the content, the reply rate was really low, 0.2%, really low. Okay. That's when we rebuilt their system because it didn't make sense, right? That information is not true and is not coherent based on what you'd like to do. Basically, the intention was good. He wanted to personalize the sequences, but at the same time, it doesn't felt that way. I'm going to try to speak with you about 3 tiers that we might try in terms of personalization. So you might try that as well. You might test one by one based on your strategy as well. The first tier that we're going to talk today is a segment personalization. You're going to do that for 80% of your list, the list that you already have. So the changes are going to be based on industry or ICP segment, not the individual one. The individual one requires more time. And as I always say, it demands more handmade things. So let's do this way first. You write three to five email versions per segment. And this tier, the segment personalization, is fast to execute and also zero fake personalization. You are going to try that in general terms. I'm not talking to you about segmenting the whole thing, but in terms of numbers, I'll say that you're going to have like a macro view of the success of that content that we're going to share. Okay. The second tier is signal based. We're going to try that with 15% of your list, and a trigger is going to happen. Funding round, funding round, new hire, could be a job change, could be a press mention, a PR information that was just published maybe yesterday, last week. The trigger becomes the open line. It makes sense on this case because you're bringing real information from the market and bringing attention to that person. Okay. An example of a subject line. Congrats on the Series A. Curious if the problem, in this case, you need to change that problem. If problem is on the radar now. So you are congratulating in a real specific point, Series A, right? There are a few companies that fulfill that. So you know that he or she is going to consider your email because you know that information. Curious if the problem is on radar now. Okay, authentic timely. You're setting the right time for the person. Takes 2 to 3 minutes per prospect. You might try that manually on this case if you want it, because it consumes more time. You need to do your own research. You might try even with another AI tool to create like even a cowork or a call. You might try to do that and have like a spreadsheet with all the achievements. Okay, it's easier, faster. I always do that way as well. Tier 3, we're talking about deep research. We're going to try to 5% of your list. You or my list. I do that. Dream accounts, the accounts that you see as a right value. You even consider yourself. If that company has the same values or the same vision. Even the CEO has the same activities that you do. So, anyways, there's something that connects you. And you've read their content, you listen to interviews, podcasts, map their organization. You see value there. Okay, it takes 20 to 30 minutes per prospect. That's why is going to only be used by 55% of your prospect list, and worth it to A-tier accounts, not for everyone. And when I'm saying A tiers, we're talking about real money that demands a lot of effort. It's like Pareto law. You are going to use 20%, 8% from your time to bring this 20% of the clients or leads, persona, ICP, and this 20% is going to convert to 80% of your revenue. Okay, so real GTM strategy here. Most teams try to do tier 3 for 500 people. That's why their outbound dies. You cannot do that. You need uh, to filter your own list. That demands a lot of time, because you need to create value for you first. And that creates like a workaround or a pain in the ass, something like that. Nobody wants to do that. Yes, nobody wants. That's why you are going to do that. Okay. And the actual workflow that I could create with you here for 200 prospects. Imagine that you'd like to focus on this 200. We're going to try 5 steps. First step that you're going to try: segment the list into ICP buckets, okay, before writing anything. Imagine that you could use your own tool that you use, or even you can do by yourself via spreadsheet. Whatever works for you, do it. Okay, step number 2, write tier 1 templates per segment. On this case, 3 to 5 emails total. We're going to use the tier 1 that I just explained. On the second part, the third step, run signal scanning. You can use a Clay, Apollo, LinkedIn, and flag tier 2 candidates that you might try that. In this case, we're talking about Series A and every achievement or PR information that you might find. Step number 4, identify 10, 15 tier 3 dream accounts per month. In this case, 10 to 15, that's good, right? From 200, imagine that you can maximize that to 200s, 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 and do that. Step 5 is populate, review, and send. Okay. Like I said, AI is really useful here, but only when you provide the research outputs or inputs. In this case, we're talking about inputs. And I'm saying that because I work with AI for a long time. I'm a former IBMer as well. I work with tech since 2008. And what I can really be sincere and honest with you, and if you work with AI, you know what I mean. LLMs, AI, ML is always changing their language, and there are a lot of hallucinating tools doing a lot of good stuff sometimes. But if you don't do your own command, you're going to be redirected to a field, to a place that you do not want to be. Okay, I'm saying that as a salesperson. As a salesperson, you need to guide the AI for your own interest, not to wait for the AI tool to give you the command. That's really, really important. Okay, write a personalized line for someone, for instance, who raised 15 million Series A in logistic SaaS. Okay, good prompt, usable output. Personalize this for 500 people with no signal, then scale line. You need to do that in order to have numbers that are aligned with the real personalization, not using whatever everybody's using. AI drafts. You research on this case, and that's the division of work that works. You're bringing information, but at the same time, you're waiting for the output from the AI. Okay. If you're doing that on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, on the monthly basis, you're going to have your own numbers, your own KPIs. You're going to check that there are patterns, and those patterns are only yours. And once you have those numbers, you can compare the results per SDR, AE, or even sales peers, but not just that, but the GTM strategy. Is the GTM strategy working? Is the sales strategy working? Something like that. Okay. I wish you a great day. I'll see each other in another episode, and keep it boring. Bye. Take care.